Barry Manilow has once again left fans stunned and deeply concerned after revealing that he is canceling and postponing more tour dates following what he described as a very depressing doctor's visit, all while continuing his battle to recover from lung cancer surgery. At 82 years old, the legendary entertainer, whose voice has defined decades of romance, nostalgia, and showmanship, is facing one of the most personal and difficult chapters of his life. And this time, it isn't about record sales, ticket numbers, or standing ovations. It's about survival, recovery, and coming to terms with physical limits that no amount of determination, discipline, or passion can override. For fans who have followed Barry Manilow for decades, the announcement hit like a sudden silence after a soaring high note. Many believed he was well on his way to a triumphant return. After all, this is a performer who has built an entire career on resilience. He has weathered changing musical eras, industry shifts, criticism from early skeptics, and the constant evolution of pop culture. He has stood on stages around the world for more than half a century. So when he first reassured fans that he was recovering well from surgery, there was an underlying assumption that Barry would once again defy the odds. Just months ago, he shared that doctors discovered a cancerous spot on his left lung after what initially seemed like a stubborn case of bronchitis. It was late last year when the diagnosis became public. What began as lingering respiratory discomfort, something easy to dismiss during cold and flu season, turned into a life-altering revelation. Tests were run, scans were reviewed, specialists were consulted, and then came the words no one ever wants to hear, no matter their age or status: cancer. For someone whose career has been built on breath control, phrasing, and vocal strength, lung cancer carries a particularly heavy emotional weight. The lungs are not just organs for a singer, they are the foundation of their artistry. They power the ballads, they sustain the long notes, they allow the emotional crescendos that make audiences rise to their feet. So when Barry revealed the diagnosis, fans didn't just worry about his health, they worried about what it meant for his voice, his performances, and his farewell tour. Fortunately, the cancer was caught early. Doctors acted quickly, and Barry underwent surgery to remove the affected portion of his lung. The procedure was described as successful. In those early updates, there was relief in his voice. There was gratitude. He thanked the medical team. He acknowledged the early detection. He reassured everyone that he felt strong and determined. There was a sense that he had faced a storm and come through it with steady footing. But surgery is only the first chapter. Recovery is a longer, quieter story. Healing, especially at 82 years old, does not move at the speed of ambition. Recovery from lung surgery is not simply about incisions closing or scars fading. It is about rebuilding capacity. It is about retraining muscles that support breathing. It is about slowly expanding endurance. For a professional vocalist, it is about restoring the intricate coordination between lungs, diaphragm, vocal cords, and emotional delivery. A 90-minute show is not just singing, it is sustained performance. It is movement across the stage. It is interacting with the audience. It is managing adrenaline and pacing. It is giving everything night after night. Barry understood this, and rather than retreat quietly, he committed himself to rehabilitation with the same dedication that once drove him to perfect studio recordings. He reportedly walked on the treadmill multiple times a day. He practiced breathing exercises. He worked gradually on vocal stamina. He pushed himself, but carefully. He wanted to be ready, not just to show up, but to deliver the kind of performance fans expect from a Barry Manilow concert. Because his concerts are not ordinary shows, they are experiences. From the opening notes to the final encore, a Barry Manilow performance is layered with nostalgia, storytelling, humor, and emotion. Songs like Mandy carry a tenderness that defined the 1970s. Copacabana brings theatrical energy and infectious rhythm. Can't Smile Without You evokes connection and shared memory. I Write the Songs stands as an anthem about the power of music itself. These songs are woven into personal histories of millions. They have played during first dances, family reunions, road trips, and moments of heartbreak. They are not just tracks on an album, they are chapters in people's lives. That is why the farewell tour carried such emotional significance. It was never just about one more series of concerts, it was about celebration, reflection, gratitude, a chance for fans to say thank you, a chance for Barry to stand before the audiences who supported him for decades and take a final bow. When earlier tour dates were postponed, there was disappointment, but it was tempered by understanding. Health comes first. Recovery takes time. There was confidence that the delay was temporary. Then came the most recent update, the one that changed the tone entirely. After another follow-up appointment with his surgeon, Barry admitted that the visit did not go as he had hoped. Despite his relentless effort, despite the treadmill sessions and breathing exercises, despite his determination, his lungs were not ready for the demands of a full-scale arena performance. He revealed that he could only sing about 3 songs in a row before needing to stop and rest. 3 songs. For a man accustomed to commanding arenas for an hour and a half, that realization was devastating. He walked into that appointment believing he had made enough progress. He believed he was building back toward the stage. Instead, he was met with a firm but necessary truth. Attempting a 90-minute show now could strain his healing lungs and potentially delay recovery even further. He described the appointment as very depressing. That single phrase speaks volumes. It reflects not just medical disappointment, but emotional weight. Barry is known for professionalism, poise, and optimism. For him to publicly use that word reveals just how deeply he had hoped to move forward. And so he made the difficult decision to postpone 13 arena shows scheduled between late February and mid-March. Major venues, major cities, fans who had already secured tickets, travel arrangements already made, anticipation already building. The reaction was immediate. Social media filled with messages, not of anger, but of compassion. Take your time. Your health is what matters. We'll be here when you're ready. Fans shared stories about growing up with his music. They posted old concert photos. They described the first time they heard Mandy on the radio. They recalled singing along to Copacabana at family gatherings. It became less about canceled shows and more about collective support. What became clear is that Barry Manilow's connection to his audience runs deeper than entertainment. He has been a constant presence through decades of change, through shifting musical trends, technological revolutions, and generational transitions. His voice remained recognizable and steady. Seeing him vulnerable now feels personal to many who have considered him part of their emotional soundtrack. Yet, even in disappointment, Barry's message carried determination. His doctors believe that with continued therapy and time, he can return to performing. Just not yet. Smaller performances or residency-style shows may be possible as progress continues, but large-scale arena concerts must wait. This moment also sparks reflection on aging in the spotlight. Barry began his rise in the early 1970s, carving out a space in pop music that blended theatrical flair with heartfelt sincerity. He built a brand around melody, storytelling, and emotional connection. He became a producer, arranger, and songwriter whose fingerprints shaped his entire sound. He adapted to changing times while staying unmistakably himself. Now, decades later, he faces the simple truth that even legends have limits. Lung surgery is major at any age. At 82, recovery requires patience that may challenge even the most disciplined personality. But patience is not weakness, it is wisdom. His transparency throughout this journey has strengthened his bond with fans. In an era when public figures often hide vulnerability, Barry has chosen honesty. He did not mask the situation with vague statements. He shared specifics. He acknowledged frustration. He admitted sadness. That openness resonates. Industry observers note that farewell tours are emotional under the best circumstances. They symbolize closure, reflection, a final chapter. Adding a health battle to that narrative intensifies everything. Each postponed show carries weight. Each future performance will carry even more. And there is the matter of legacy. Barry Manilow's catalog spans generations, tens of millions of records sold, countless awards. But legacy is not just about numbers. It's about impact. It's about how songs become part of people's memories. That legacy remains untouched by postponements. If anything, this pause deepens appreciation. When he does return, and he has made it clear he intends to, the applause will not just celebrate music, it will celebrate resilience. It will celebrate survival. For now, the focus is on recovery, breath by breath, day by day, listening to medical guidance, allowing healing to unfold naturally rather than forcing it. The stage lights may be dimmed temporarily, but they are not gone. The microphone still waits, the piano remains polished, and somewhere in rehearsal spaces and quiet rooms, Barry continues rebuilding the strength that has defined his life's work. There is no scandal here, no dramatic twist, just a legendary performer navigating a health challenge with courage and realism. It's a reminder that behind every iconic voice is a human being, and that sometimes the most powerful act is knowing when to pause. As fans wait for new dates and future updates, one truth remains. Whenever Barry Manilow steps back onto that stage, it will not just be another concert. It will be a testament to endurance, to patience, to a career that has already given the world more music and memories than most artists could ever dream of. And until that moment arrives, the world watches, supports, and waits. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.